You're listening to Dating Detours, where love gets messy, the stories get wild, and we talk about it with no filters. I'm your host, Marcus Toller. We're diving into the chaos of modern dating, one detour at a time. Today, I got one of my good fellow Virgo friends, Josie, in the house with me. How's it going, Josie?
It's great. It's Friday.
It's Friday. Yes, even though I got to work all weekend, going into DJ 360 mode, but it's fun.
I have fun on weekends.
That's right. I still have fun.
You do.
I was talking about it. Well, let's jump in with the normals first. Age, sex, location.
49. Sex, you mean like female? Is it called cis female? Is what they call it now?
I don't know what we call it now. It's a good question because everybody always makes a joke. I'll be like, yes, sex, yes, please.
I think it's cis female.
Cis or she.
My pronouns are she, her. Yeah.
Maybe I'll change it. Yeah. Sex is pronouns. There we go.
Pronouns. That's my pronoun, she.
And then location.
Fredericksburg. From Puerto Rico, New York to Fredericksburg.
Puerto Rico.
32 years.
32 years. Yeah. Well, then you're pretty much from Fredericksburg now.
Yeah, I've been here.
Where you at? That's right. I've been here since 2002. So now I identify as like, this is my home.
Yeah, but this is home. I know this as an adult. This is the only place I've lived at besides college.
That's right. I came straight out of high school and landed here and didn't look back.
I came here in high school. Learned English here.
Oh, wow.
Didn't speak English.
That's crazy.
From Puerto Rico to Spanish Harlem.
Sure, you didn't have to.
My teachers were
the slang. That's all you had to pick up was the Spanish slang.
Our ESL, because my elementary school was in Spanish Harlem, 103rd, 102nd, 4th in Manhattan, and ESL was to teach me English.
Nice.
And it was so all my classes were in Spanish, but then I was in English class.
Wow, that's a whole nother rabbit hole. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the juicy stuff.
Wait, I'm single.
Single.
Dating. I'm dating. Yes. Right now, dating one more than anyone. Yes, I'm kind of like dating one person.
Kind of exclusively.
Yeah. Understanding, just because we're enjoying the honeymoon stage.
The honeymoon, the courting, as we were talking about. Right?
Yeah, we definitely courting.
We're going to touch back on that in a minute.
I was married.
You go on straight in. You already know.
I was married.
You were married.
21 years.
21 years. So how long ago, what year was it when you got divorced and become single?
Well, legally divorced. I've only been divorced for like a year.
Well, okay.
Legally, separated.
When did you start dating again?
So I separated in 2018, 19, where we actually apart.
Right.
And we were both monogamous, so there was nothing else there. And then maybe 2020, I started
getting active again.
Yeah, being active dating. And that's a whole journey by itself. It's so different because when I was married 21 years, so I didn't have online dating. I didn't have cell phone wasn't that relevant to dating. It's old school communication, the vibe.
I miss it.
I still live it though.
That's good. You are good about that. That's the one thing I appreciate since I've got to know you deeper is that you're very aware and very present in everything you do.
I've worked hard to be where I'm at emotionally, working on myself a lot. So I like to be present. I like to feel it. I like to feel it. I
love that about you. You're definitely one of those. We sit down and hang out. You're very present in the moment. You're very attentive, very into the present conversation, the moment, the whole nine. So let's talk about sexual orientation, because I know
sexual orientation meaning
are you straight? You bi?
I'm bi.
So you're bi. And I thought that was very interesting when I met you and we had that combo, because I would have never would have thought.
Yeah.
Were you always bi? Were you bi in your marriage or?
So curious years, I call them junior high school, we'll call them middle school here. I was only attracted to girls. That's who I thought was pretty. I used to come home and talk about it. But I would say my friend, because I hadn't sexualized.
Right. You hadn't quite figured it out yet.
No, I knew. Well, growing up, how they lived, my family was very fluid per se.
Okay.
I had 2 aunts in both sides of my family.
Okay. So you were so you weren't old school. For me growing up in West Virginia, there was none of that, period. No. It was all closet. It was all back in the old days of don't ask, don't tell. It was almost like racism, to me back then. It was just wow, this is I had encounter? I feel like we all had like gay encounters as kids, just exploring, right? I feel like a lot of people have, maybe not everybody.
I wouldn't cap, like, okay, so I have four kids now, adults.
Right.
My oldest son, straight man.
Okay, all the way straight.
All the way
as far
straight.
As you know.
But we've talked about it.
Okay, so you gave him that opportunity.
Part of adolescent years and identifying as a person. So I've always had, like, I have 4 kids, all adults now. We used to have a no judgment zone in our house. It was
remember you telling me about that.
From the time they were in middle school, because I wanted them to come with their crazy thoughts or curiosity.
Flush it out.
Home, based on our foundation, our standards, how we live. I wanted them to be able to process it without judging. And sometimes they talked to me about certain things, or they would talk to my ex-husband about certain things, because we were both very open.
Well, yeah, and I feel like there's different combos to be had with a mom versus a dad.
So when you start the attraction, let's not even sexualize it, just the attraction.
What sex are you type?
Like we have types, like we're building our types. Type of thing.
Yes.
It was always, girls were pretty, boys were gross, and that's kind of normal with every kid.
I think so.
But I didn't want them to even touch me. Like, go away. Like, I don't know if it was an annoying little brother, because my little brother was a pain in the ass. Love him, but oh, Lord have mercy, he just tormented me.
Right.
Yes. So then it was that. So I was able to talk about it, but however, my mom was very leading towards don't feed that. So he was old school, so don't feed that, but it is what it is.
Right.
It wasn't frowned upon or made shame.
Wasn't encouraging it, but she wasn't saying don't come home gay or you're in trouble.
Because gay, to my family, how I saw it as a kid, to adulthood, was more of a private thing.
Right.
People's sexualities, how they conducted in their relationships.
Yeah.
Because sex is private. So
we
talk about that.
Right.
We just see how they live. So, like, I had 2 aunts and I had a cousin, and I was just like, when I got old enough, I was like, how is that possible? So
what is that about?
Who's the mom?
Right,
and I asked that without being exposed to social media back then or anything like that. And my mom would just be like, mind your business. And
we'll talk about it later.
They're both his mom. And never answered my curiosity. So, but yeah, so then in high school, the boys started, seeming attractive to me.
Okay.
And in high school is when I started exploring sexuality.
Okay.
And my first sexual, just if we're gonna go there, was with a female. So that's what I normalized. And then the guys came later, not many, but yeah, as a young child. Because you're still a child when under 21, I think. Right. So you're still figuring it out.
Definitely. But some people in their 20s are still kids. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Especially now.
So I identify as bisexual. However, my heart is monogamous. So regardless if I'm with
a man or a woman,
it would be with them, whatever understanding, whatever the relationship is. Because I believe we create the relationship.
Right. So on that note, being a bisexual female, if you're in a relationship early on in the courting stage, like we've been talking about, are these conversations you have with a potential partner?
Absolutely.
Like, hey, I'm bisexual.
I don't
identify, but I also, if we're together, we're together. Is it one of those things where you explore the conversation of how do you feel about bringing another woman in the bedroom?
So first we identify the sexuality part, right? Because I am a bisexual woman. However, I don't date bisexual men. Okay. Right? Just because it's just my preference.
That's your thing.
I see men as very masculine.
Right.
And that's what
you want to leave it as.
That's what I'm attracted to. So not saying that bisexual men are not masculine, just to me, just
doesn't work for you.
I'm 49, so I can still, I still have some old school things holding me as a man.
I think it's just, it's one of those things where it is whatever you like. You know what I mean? And to be able to recognize that and be straight up and honest about it, that's the way we should be, right? Yeah,
but to answer your question, when it comes to sexuality and what I identify as, don't overshare in the beginning. I kind of just, in the beginning, it's always like you watching each other. You know what I'm saying? So I'm peeping you out because I do have a huge gay community as friends, family, as well as, straight friends. I have a very diverse
you're cool with everybody.
So I need to make sure that someone's comfortable in that. And
that is a big thing.
It either.
That is a big thing because some people don't want to be, I've had friends in the past that, me being a DJ supporting the LGBT community. Like I did Pride Fest. I brought the photo booth out for Pride Fest this past summer, and I had we'll call him a acquaintance now, because some things, when you find out how people are, they're like, nah, you wasn't a friend. But we'll just say they were gay hating. Like, wow, you're out there doing that shit.
And some people just do that out of not understanding. Being given the opportunity, like I was, where it's just who you are. It's not even, I don't look at it as they chose to do that. We don't choose.
Right. Well, again, I feel like
straight people don't choose to be straight.
It's right. It's straight. One of those things where, like, sometimes we identify with, like, oh, well, this is the way I was raised, right? And I could have said all that, but again, I was raised in an environment where very racist, very like gay is bad. And when I came to Virginia and got outside of the West Virginia and got into the real world, I'll call it, I'm always like, it's a whole nother world when you leave those atmospheres. Yeah. I chose not, I was always curious about everything. You know what I mean? I was never single-minded, you know what I mean? Where I was just like, nah, straight's the only way to go. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this person in particular, like, I guess just either didn't have that mindset or whatever. But anyway, back to what you were saying is, like, it is important to see where people fall naturally.
That's right.
Because I don't want to impose on you.
I don't.
And I don't want you to fake it either. Because eventually we're going to butt heads on it. Yeah. So if you a D-Lo LGBT hater,
but I think
and
I would
you pretend, know you're going to know. We're good. Virgos are good. We
get to the point that we're courting each other.
Right. Virgos are pretty good about, I can feel you.
Yeah. I can feel the energy. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Right. But I don't waste time when I'm wrong. I just, it is what it is.
Cut losses, move on. Just cut loss.
Or even just change the dynamic of the courtship to a friendship. And that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine too. I feel like, and that's something, I was having a convo with somebody the other day that was just like, if we're courting each other and it don't work out, I don't want to be your friend. And I was like, wow.
Also, when you're courting someone or someone's courting you, you don't want to overshare to them, expose all of yourself to someone that you're not, they should earn that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I got to get better at that. We were talking about that before, like off the podcast of that. Save a little bit. I'm very fast paced, and it sucks in the dating world because I'm so quick to be like, ooh, you're good. Let's go. Let's run through it. Let's try it out real quick. Like, we're going to run through an obstacle course real quick. And if you survive and make it to the other end without getting hurt, we might be able to do something.
See, that's trauma.
And it is trauma. And I am going to therapy. Like, I'll run through the obstacle course and have like a bruise on my knee, a big one. Like, my knee is broken right now. And I'm going to the therapist like, I got a boo-boo. And they're like, well, let's talk about it.
The ride is fun. You just got to enjoy it. I've gone through different stages of dating. So like I said, after the divorce or the separation, long-term separation, and it wasn't ugly.
Right.
Our kids were grown. He,
just did its thing. It ran its course.
Ran its course, respectfully walked away. And we're both still very amicable today.
I love that. We need more of that because we see so many, especially nowadays, like, we see so many relationships with kids, especially when the relationship goes south, it just becomes a drop-off, pick-off, like dropping the kid off, picking the kid up. Nobody wants to talk to each other no more. There's no holidays together no more. Like, birthdays are separate. And it just gets awkward. And I really feel bad for the kids in that, whether they're grown or not. It still affects them.
It does.
And it shapes them to be how they be in their relationships, right? So,
but dating it's been hard.
It's still kind of new though. So
it is still kind of new, but it's hard. Because for me, when you know how to be a wife and you're proud of that, and then you start dating,
now you gotta
make sure you don't overdo either. Like I said, overshare,
overgive.
Like, don't treat boyfriends like husbands.
Right.
Definitely let them know your potential by the way you treat yourself. But I've learned to just treat myself. I date myself. I spoil myself.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Well, and it's funny you say that because I've always been like that too. I don't care. I'll go sit at the bar by myself for a happy hour and enjoy every bit of it. Yeah. And not care. I'll take myself to dinner.
Oh yeah, I definitely do that.
Oh yeah, you big on it. I'm a foodie. Yeah, so, you definitely a foodie.
And I want to feel the vibe of the restaurant before I go back there.
Especially go back on a date. Like, is this really a date potential spot, or is it one of these shithole bars that I bring a date and somebody's like throwing shit over by us and shit?
Yeah, because I can
walking by saying dumb shit.
That's one thing I can say. I love to just share flowers where they're deserved.
Right.
My ex-husband was very intentional on our dates and things of that nature. So he wasn't like, "Where we going?"
Right. Or, like, come on, I got somewhere for us. So he's already planning it out.
Can you pick it, schedule it? No, he ain't doing none of that stuff. So he taught me. I learned a lot.
That's good though. So I mean, he taught you how you wanted to be treated,
for sure,
in a lot of ways.
How any woman deserves. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, and I feel that's important too, because like, you know, I made a post last week coming out of my most recent obstacle course situation, where I was like, I didn't have a mom to teach me how to treat girls. It's a big deal. I'm noticing now that it is a really big deal.
I remember we were having a conversation, and I was just like, "How close are you to your mom?"
I don't have.
Because your delivery is so rough.
It's not. Yeah, I'm not soft. You don't have a
little sister because you're an older child, right?
Well, I had older stepsisters, but they were already married and moved on.
You didn't grow with them.
I didn't grow with them. They didn't like set me down and go, "Hey, this is how women want to be treated. This is how to court a woman. This is, you know, all the things." You know. And it's hard. It's been really hard. And everybody's always like, oh, you should know how to treat a woman by now if you're in your 40s. Yeah. Yes and no. It's easy to say that, especially as a woman. Yeah. Especially as someone that had a mom and a dad to give you that of what it should look like. But actually not having that influence.
But you know what I mean? And that's probably why I love the courtship of a man, myself and women. And we'll talk about that. But I was shown the example of a man.
And we talked about that. Like you came up in a very loving environment.
Loving environments, because I was in foster care. Right. But I was fortunate to not have ever lived where a man was cruel to a woman.
See, I love that for you.
I had great examples, and also the example in our household. My ex was soft with me. He was gentle. Love that. And he even took the girls on dates on their own. And on their birthdays, we made sure they felt special. They picked the restaurant. Right. We didn't do the whole birthday party after they were like 5 or 6. What's the point? It was taking them out. It was their day. Celebrate them. Take them shopping. Yep. So we taught, you teach that by practice, not by telling. Because I really didn't have anybody telling me how to be a woman. Telling me how a man should be. I was shown that. And
I try to do that with my daughter. She's 23 and she goes through spurts of when she thinks she wants to date and play on the dating sites, and we'll have convos and try to let her open up to her, and she'll be like, oh, the dude just wanted me to come over and hang out. I was like, nah, we don't do that. I was like, coming from a dude, if I tell you to come hang out, I'm not thinking about anything but something. I want to make it happen. I was like, so no.
When you're casual,
when you're on a dating site in your 20s. Right? That's what I was told Tinder was. Tinder, if you're in your 20s and on a dating site and a dude's like, let's hang out. Nah, man. I'm like, you tell him you don't hang out. You go on dates.
That's real. You and your...
Well, I just think that people, so here's my thing, right? Remember, and we've had this combo of like, where I finally was like, hold up, Josie, have you, what was your upbringing like? And you're like, my upbringing was very gentle and soft, and I've never been yelled at by men, that type of shit. And I was like, okay, cool. So I think it's important to learn each other like that too, because then that changed the dynamic for me and you. I was like, okay, I see why you are the way you are in the things. But I'm a firm believer that sure, it maybe not be our job to teach people how to love us or teach how to love in general, but I think we're in such a generation now where people don't know. So I think that I've always been a believer of like, we should leave people better than the way they came. So if a guy is trying to date you, and just for example, say there was a vibe and you felt a connection, but then they just didn't carry it right. What do? Do you just let him go and not tell him nothing? Or do you give them the parting of, hey, there was a vibe there, but there were a few things that just didn't go the way they should have?
So I adjust things as they happen. So there's no need for a follow-up conversation.
I like that too.
And I entertain while it's fun, while it's a good vibe. Right. I'll be actively entertaining, just as intentional as I am when I intend to do something. Right. I'm also just as intentional.
Well, that makes sense too, because
there's no resentment.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because that makes sense too, because if you wait till it's all said and done and say your piece, then it's not taken well.
No, it's not.
It's just taken like your.
Some people might look at it like, well, then were you faking? We were just laughing because
why couldn't you just say that? Right.
So I try to be understanding and also respectful of people. Now, this is who I am now. Right. I just be honest, just honest. Either I'm feeling you or not. However, if I feel someone's very dismissive or just a crummy person,
there ain't no need.
I'll ghost someone. I've ghosted them because I don't feel that you didn't even invest in
the situation.
Even the situation for me to make it bigger than what it is. Sometimes you can just walk away from stuff. That's the beautiful thing. That's why
I'm trying to learn too about the whole ghosting, what's worth ghosting versus what's worth having a conversation about and trying to salvage it.
We call it ghosting now to general terms. However, just disappearing from someone without warning.
Right.
And that person, and you know if that person's vibing with you more than you are with them, be honest with them. Right. Don't be misleading or dismissive.
I also feel like if their intention was there and you ghost, they'll try to figure it out. Right?
That's unfair though. And that's
it is. I'm not going to do it on purpose, but what I'm saying is maybe I thought you weren't into it as much as I was, and then I ghost, and you're like, whoa, hold on, let's talk. I'll at least come back and talk. Because then I feel like, okay, maybe I misunderstood something.
And you can do that when you get in your own head too. Because as Virgos, we start overthinking stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna start breaking it down. Man. I'm like, look like one of those.
I've gone to the extreme that I've broken up with someone who didn't even know we was going together. First of all,
right? There's always that as a Virgo. I'm like, we had a whole thing and they didn't even know it.
And it was like I thought we were just friends. I was like, but I was vibing in my head.
Yeah.
So then I was just like, okay, don't overimpose yourself.
Right.
Take back and feel the energy.
You're good at
Make sure it's reciprocated.
Yeah. What I'm learning from male versus female Virgo is like, it sounds like you're very good at taking these things, learning from them and growing and doing better next time. Whereas as a guy in general, I feel like we make the same mistakes multiple times.
They say, well, you do the same thing and expect it's
chaos, right?
It's like insanity.
Insanity,
so
right?
It's insanity. But no, I just, I want to be a better person. I'm not perfect.
Right.
And I'm a better person today than I was 8 years ago.
Well, that's the goal, right?
Yeah.
Even last week, we're supposed to be better.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a better person this week from last week because I learned a lesson where sometimes, I did this as a mom. I would overshare or impose myself. I would insert myself in my kid's life.
I did learn from that real quick.
I'd sometimes do that with adults, even with friends, not even in a relationship, just friendships. And I need to know not to do that.
Right. Well, I feel like
it's intrusive.
Well, yes,
it's not cool.
But I also feel like there are certain friends that you can do that with, and they will let it be known. The vibe will be there.
Yeah.
And then there's others that I need to be the person that hears them. I always say I got friends I can call to, like, I don't want to say unload on, but like I can call them with something and be like, hey, I had this thing, like I need somebody to talk to, and you're going to listen. You're one of my people like that. Because what I enjoy about our friendship is you'll spot the things where like, well, you did some shit wrong right there.
Without judgment.
And that's important too, is to have, like we were talking about before. Well, it's beyond that is it's good to have someone that's safe, you trust, that isn't the yes man.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
I don't need a bunch of yes men.
I don't need that either, because I'm not going to get better as a person.
Because then that doesn't make us better, right? Now, sure, there are people you do need ego boosters in your circle, but I need it in a healthy way that's not just going along with whatever the hell I say.
Yeah. An ego booster can be a like-minded person.
Exactly.
Because just to see someone else thriving as you are in whatever capacity,
well, yeah, and they say you are who you surround yourself with. Right. So if I'm hanging out with people that are above me that want to see good for me, then that's going to be a good thing. It's going to rub off on me.
It will. However, sometimes
hard.
I've learned, first of all, no one's above you.
True.
I feel that way.
I know.
No one's above you. However, they could be in a season where you're trying to go. And that's okay to be within watching distance. However, be careful trying to walk aside someone who is where you want to go, because
they're never where you want to be, really.
You see what I'm saying? So it can be discouraging.
It looks like
that's when you start competing.
When you're competing, and then it goes back to, like, we used to talk about I don't even want to say in the Christian days, because I still believe, but it's like that envy comes in. Yeah. And it's dangerous, because sometimes it's good to envy, but the more you envy, the more dangerous it gets. Because now it's like, it goes from, it goes from I was envying them to now I'm like a D-Lo hater. You know what I mean?
Nah, for real.
And it's like, why am I hating on this person? They doing what I want to do, but I'm not getting, it's because I can't catch up with them
in my early 20s,
time frame.
Yeah, in my early 20s, I had a season of not envy, but almost like trying to compete.
Right.
I did that with other females because I was insecure. I hadn't seen myself. I wasn't all the way present.
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure it out, and I would attach to friends. I was never a cliquish person, but just certain groups, and I would take away from certain groups And then I started seeing, I was like, hold on a minute.
This ain't healthy.
This ain't healthy, and that's not even me.
Right.
But you go so in and you start following other people, you got to be careful.
Well, I think it's a Virgo thing too, is we analyze the hell out of everything, right?
We do.
So I'm like, I can look out the window and start going, ooh, that. People walk by and I'll be like, ooh, I bet you that person, blah, 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 blah. And like, it's good and bad, right?
Yeah.
It's good to be aware of things, and it does. But then for me, on the flip side, I'm like, I'm so damn aware and woke, but I still will jump on the obstacle course with these idiots.
Because you're ready for a challenge.
That part, I like the challenge.
That's part of like our, not trauma, but our toxic traits. We don't have them.
It is one for me. I'm like, ooh, I joke all the time, like I hung the Saberho cape up, but damn, Saberho shit be coming out sometimes.
I think dating, I just
like I'm over here hiding people in the basement so my daughter don't catch them. Like, why are they here?
Just this order. But I was thinking one day, because I went 2 years without dating at all.
Right.
I really was just trying to figure out what did I want, or what did I want. Because
I think it's healthy to do that sometimes.
I had to do that.
Instead of playing the, I have a bad habit of like, I'm not going to date or commit. I'm just going to play around and do casual stuff.
I call dating role playing.
Role playing.
You're role playing for a role that you want.
You're auditioning for the role you want, for the movie you want. That's
what we're doing. The girls, if you notice, especially if you like some females, not all, some females will get really pretty at first. Yeah. Their hair's done. Then all of a sudden you're walking into year one and they're more in gym clothes, or you get to see, the flaws, but they feel more comfortable.
Right. It's funny. I seen somebody, one of our local people, I won't call her out, post the other day about that. She shared like a quote from this other girl about how like she loves that she has a husband that allows her to still get dressed up and be sexy all the time. Because a lot of men, it's funny as a man, right? Because in the beginning we want that. I want you to show up looking your best. But then when you mind, I want nobody else to see you that way. It's crazy how that works. Because in the beginning, everybody seen you walk in the same way I did. And I didn't care because I was blinded. I was like, ooh, come to me. But now that I got you all of a sudden, I'm like, I don't want dude over there to see your ass hanging out. So she was like, in her, like, because she made this big long post about it. She was like, I'm blessed to have a husband that allows me to be the pretty girl that I always have been, that I've always wanted to be. Like, because some girls are just like that 24/7. Other girls dress up to get what they want or the man they want. But some girls, they step out the house looking fly as fuck every day, all day, right?
This is part of their routine.
This is the part of their life. And it is important to have a man that supports
either one,
what you want, how you want to look.
But it's also, as a woman, it's my responsibility to date. If that's how I want to be, it's like sometimes I can just go chill. Sometimes I get pretty, but not, and that's my order. Whatever my rhythm is, I have to also respect.
You still gotta respect somebody,
okay with that type of female.
And it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. It's like auditioning, right? We gotta let them audition too, and we gotta find out how these things are gonna flow. Are you gonna be okay with me walking around in my yoga pants and my butt all pretty? Like,
my hair not done,
or your hair not done? If I show up to a date and I'm just looking bummy because I feel rough that day, is it okay? Or are you going to expect me to show up looking pretty every time?
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean.
But he could ask back, well, should you even be going on a date if you're not feeling pretty at this point? What are we really talking about?
Well, that's the thing. I'm one of those people, I don't know. I like pretty girls, but I also like pretty girls that just show up pretty naturally.
Yeah, you're attracted to natural beauty.
I like the natural pretty girls. I don't want to wake up next to you and go, damn, the makeup's gone and you look like a whole different person.
What if that whole different person is the best person?
That's cool too. But that's what I'm saying. I would rather have the girl that shows up natural with no makeup, and when she does, and then when she does put makeup on, it complements her natural beauty, versus the other way around. Because I always used to joke about it. I'd be like, man, girl got so much makeup on, she look up like one of those porcelain dolls, the glass dolls you see as a kid.
I was like a tomboy growing up, somewhat, not like dressed like a boy, but more of
you still got tomboy vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can chill with the guys and not not demand girly attention. Correct. Because a lot of girls can't do that. Because there are girls that just always show up looking sexy and provocative and
that's the attention they
hang out with the guys, and we all
or that's how the vibe they want to feel.
Right.
Like,
but those type of girls for me, I don't want, like, if I'm chilling with my friends, not even guys or girls anymore, as you know me, I hang out with a lot of girls. I don't want a girlfriend that is hanging out in a friend vibe that we're all competing over. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because then you're not one of the guys no more.
No, but
now you're an object.
Boys. I don't like pretty boys.
See, I don't like being a pretty boy. I'm not
attracted. When I say pretty boys, I'm talking about like
the ones that try to like now you compete with him to look good.
Just very, very aesthetically perfect to me. Like men
always
with long hair,
put together the surfer boys and
that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Like Fabio looking.
Yeah.
Just
well, because then it's like
I need a little ugly.
Yeah. Well, because not only that, you got everybody looking at him. B,
I don't mind that. First of all, if nobody looks like the man I'm with, I may have to get my eyes checked again.
Right, because why am I with you?
At that point,
if nobody else finds you attractive, what am I doing?
I want my person to be attractive.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, if I was a female, and I think I might have been in a second life, actually, that's a whole nother rabbit hole. But if I was a female, I wouldn't want a boyfriend that I had to compete with. Like, damn, I got to come extra.
You got to compete with somebody else. That shouldn't even be your boyfriend. First of all,
true.
I'm convinced that if we get to the point that we're boyfriend and girlfriend.
This is true.
This is what it is. I'm not worried about nobody else. And if they do me a favor.
Right.
The sooner the better.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, after being married 21 years, the
sooner we get this figured out,
it's almost like the first 2 years, we just go ahead and see. I like you enough to do this, but let's find out.
Yeah, let's find out.
But try to do that at the most honest thing. But
I don't know. I'm trying to adjust because I still do it, but I'm trying to adjust my mindset of like, again, back to not oversharing, not overcommitting, like all the things. Like, it is a fucking game. Like, we gotta build up to shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you do it all in the first 30 days, then shit, we ain't gonna make it year one because there ain't shit left.
Oh, there's a lot left.
There is, but if like you pour yourself 100,000% in the beginning, now
it's exhausting.
It's overwhelming. The other person can't keep up. Like, for me, it's like that all the time because it's hard for people to keep up with me. Then I get distant too. Even in my friendships, I'll be like, all right, nobody can keep up. I'm just gonna fall back.
I fall back anyway. You know this. You as my friend. I like my alone time. Solitude is really important to me.
Yeah, for sure.
So whoever I'm talking to, like the gentleman I'm talking to now, he understands that.
Right. It's important for that too, because as Virgos, sometimes we are very like, I want to hang out. I want to be out and about. Me and you went through a season like that in the summer where we were out and about every day.
Check in.
And then it started getting chilly and it was like, think I'm gonna hibernate.
Yeah, just a little bit. I told you,
chill.
If I have to put a coat on, I'm not being outside too long.
Not only that, I'm one of those people where like in the work mode, I don't know, something about the winter, I go into heavy grind. I've always kind of been like that.
Yeah, I do a lot more.
I don't know if it's because it's cold outside. I don't want to be cold.
Well, it's dark early. Yesterday, 5:30 was dark.
I know, it feels like the day's over at 5:30.
So you got to start earlier.
Versus the summer, we out and about and it ain't getting dark till 8, 9 o'clock.
That's another thing I had to get used to with now dating, since being married, was we built our careers to complement each other for so long.
That's a hard one now with dating.
Now when you're dating, people's schedules. I'm very like,
on schedule.
Yeah, I'm on schedule. I have a calendar for everything.
Yep.
And I used to overpromise. I still do overpromise my availability, and then I underdeliver. And I feel like either some people could see me as a flake sometimes, be like, "Damn, this girl, I meant to come, but I had other shit." But I'm so by myself so long that I don't feel like I have to share why I'm busy with certain people.
Well, me and you.
Dating, though.
Well, yeah, I get it because A, I'm a Virgo, and B, like our friendship, like past week, I'm like, where you at? And you're like, I had a meeting I forgot about. And I'm like, all good, whatever.
Yes. But with me,
I know that just because of our personalities are the same, because in our mind, we want to commit to everything.
Yeah, I want to.
I want to commit to all the things, right? Just because it feels good. But then I go back and look at my calendar and I'm like, that ain't gonna work. I over committed myself.
I did, yeah.
Wasn't even overpromised because I'm quick to be like, nah, I can't make it.
Yeah.
But it goes back to I overcommitted, right? And especially in the dating space, because I don't want to overcommit in the dating space. The problem for me in the dating space is my availability is very limited versus normal people's. You know what I mean? Like you're on a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. I'm on a 9 to 9 or 9 to 1 a.m.
That's crazy.
7 days a week. I don't really clock out. If I clock out, literally I'm rushing out the door to get to the podcast.
So, yeah, I see that because you have a lot of projects.
Just got a lot
when
going
I was self-employed for many years, my ex and I, we raised 4 children on a self-employment household, both of us.
Right.
But I was always very structured with my time because I had kids.
Right.
So now I treat my personal life like my child.
Like you still got kids.
You see what I'm saying? So at 5 o'clock, unless I have something scheduled, which is give back or complements my day, my work job, I'm not really going to.
Maybe that's a good way to look at it because
structure your time.
I've never really. I mean, obviously, when my kid was younger, she was already a teenager when I got her full time, so it was less committed. I would make time to take her to school, make time to greet her when she got home, make time to have dinner, things like that. But other than that, it was go, 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 go. So I still do that. And I'm like, man, it's funny. I always reference back to Eminem. I watched this interview one time where they were interviewing someone and they were talking about what it was like to work with Eminem in the studio. And they were like, man, this dude, because, most rappers, most musicians come alive at night.
Yeah.
They get all drunk and they get high and they get creative and they hit the studio at 1 o'clock in the morning and they in there till daylight. Well, M was always a 9 to 5er because he had the kid. He had commitments. And they were bitching, but they respected it. They were like, first time I tried to record with M, I showed up at like 10 o'clock. I'm like, yo, M, where you at? And he's like, I don't work past 5, bro. Like 5 is the end of it.
Same.
And he's very successful. So it can work if you structure it.
Yeah, consistency leads to good stuff, but how do you know how available you are if you don't have that structure? True,
because when I don't start, like once I went back into. Because again, the Virgo in me, like I'm go, 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 and I'll crash out sometimes. And then I just hibernate and don't do nothing for a while. I'll burn myself out. And once I finally got back on my horse and was like, you know what, we're going to structure this shit out again. So now I got my calendar.
But if you do that often, you always catch it up.
True.
So
I feel like, yes, if you make a better, even structure in the beginning, then it's not crash and burn versus
like for myself. I mean, I love to party. I want to go out, have fun.
Right.
Can't do it every weekend. No. I'm tired because then it affects my weekday.
Well, yeah, you go into Monday, especially as we get older, we go into Monday like already on the wrong foot, hurting.
It sets the tone.
Sets the whole week up wrong.
Yeah, and you got to look at dating the same way.
I think you do. You do. I think you got to make time for it, just like anything else, if you want to find someone. And B, for me personally, I got to get better at dating. Like I need to date, not just.
That's the fun stage.
Like, you'll do. Let me snatch you up and let's commit and see what happens.
Don't commit first.
Right. I'm so bad at that.
There's 9 billion humans.
Right. We got millions of people in the Tri-County.
But everybody wants to stay in the same zip code.
Right.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Well, I don't like going out to zip code because I like to party and shit.
But yeah, since being single, I allowed dating from different types of people.
Right.
I met a lying married man that lied about being married.
Man, I hear that so much.
And I see signs now of a married man, so that I'm glad.
So let's talk about that for a second. I'm gonna pause on that for a second. So a single female that was casually dating, if that married man would have been like, yo, I'm married, but I'm just having fun on the side, would you have still entertained it?
No, not interested.
Because on the back end, do they actually? Unless you're in an open relationship, I guess it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but still.
Because now you're in secret. He might be actively doing his thing.
Man, you absorb people's energy, and when you're entertaining something that goes against something you would want done to you,
comes back.
It's gonna come back to you.
Yeah. Well, it's like I talk about it, and other people say it too. Is like if I took you from someone. You're going to be easy to lose.
You lose them how you get them.
Exactly.
So did
the married man found out.
I told him, and then he was like, I'm getting separated. Well, don't upgrade me. I'm not looking for any position. Upgrade. I'm good. Like, I'm good. I would hate to be your wife.
Damn.
I would hate to be your wife. Or
you already looking before it's over.
You have a pattern. You know what I'm saying? So that was ugh. So yeah, if you're married, I'm not interested. Even if you're legally married, pending divorce, I'm not interested. Because it's just a way.
There is something to be said about that. Because recently,
there's been a few females that I've met. It's definitely a female thing that respects the boundaries of marriage more, I think.
I think the meaning of marriage.
Yes. Because I've met some females that were like, I'm separated, but I can't date until it's completely done because it's not done.
Yeah, I can't say I did that. Emotionally, I did that. Like, I knew I was not going back with my ex-husband. I knew that in my heart.
Yeah, but I know if I know you, he knew you were dating.
Well, yeah, for sure.
So it ain't like you were sneaking.
No.
That's what I mean.
There was no cheating. Unless somebody got records that he cheated on me, which I don't. I didn't have to worry about that with him because we were honest. We always we were friends before we dated.
Right.
We dated before we got married.
See, I think that's important too.
Yeah.
Because when you're friends beforehand, we kind of already know each other.
We do.
We know each other. Unless you've been a fake friend.
Or you change. Because people change.
People do change. Because you go from friend mode to dating mode.
Correct.
It is a little different sometimes.
But I like to casually date. I like to serious date. I haven't really seriously dated though since my marriage. Huh. Not a like all the way core and I see myself with them long term.
Right.
I haven't really. I haven't done that.
Oh no, the one right now might be the one though. Yeah, I see signs. I see signs.
So he's familiar.
Right.
And even after 26 years that we've seen each other, 25 years that we had seen each other, the humor's still there, still funny. Connection's there. Attraction's still there because we're older now. I look different than I used to.
Right.
He does too, so it's still attraction.
Yeah, I see good signs between y'all.
Yeah,
when I see y'all together, like I feel the vibe. Mm-hmm. I see the, definitely I see the older guy vibe of like, I can tell he's protective over you.
For sure. But I
feel
also
good vibes.
For sure. And also, you see, I'm not outside as much as I was.
Right. You've definitely switched it up since that. Like, I can tell you're interested at the bare minimum.
For sure.
Enough to, not do certain things that you used to do.
Can't do that. Because again, karma.
Right. Well, not only that, it's like, if I'm interested in someone, even, it doesn't matter what level the interest is, I need to stop entertaining other things.
Stop acting like a single woman.
Right. I need to stop for at least why I'm courting this situation.
Yeah. I like to court one at a time.
Right. I need to just focus there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And see what comes about it. And everybody's different, you know what I'm saying? But like I said,
I don't know the hardest part for me, and damn, how deep are we into this? Yeah, I can open up more. I got some people that be listening now, and I keep saying how deep I am, and now they probably listen on past that. I need to stop saying that. I need to just look at the clock and do my thing. But you know what?
Being from Fredericksburg, like I think I'm an open book.
Yeah,
I'm private, but I would share.
Me too. I share.
Especially with my friends.
But also, in our worlds, there's two worlds too, right? There's the street versions, and there's the business version.
Filtered, unfiltered.
There you go. We'll call it that. Filtered versus unfiltered. Mm-hmm. And the filtered sometimes crosses into the unfiltered because we know each other on filtered versus unfiltered.
But I
know if we're in the filtered version, I know how to carry it.
Absolutely.
Versus unfiltered, I know how we can talk. Some people don't know how to do that, by the way.
Yeah, adulting is hard for some, and it takes a lot of work. But no.
And then I'm bad at like testing people when I shouldn't, because it's like, why are you going to embarrass yourself?
Awkward moments can come, and it's okay.
It is.
Sometimes I say stuff that I shouldn't say, and
that's part of being a Virgo too.
Yeah, but
you're better. You're. I don't know if it's a female Virgo or if it's just you.
I think it's just growing up. I think.
That part too. You're the only female Virgo I know, so I don't. Now I have to find another female Virgo to go. Is it just Josie being Josie, or is this the female Virgo way?
I don't know many Virgo women. I know a lot of Virgo men, and you're all different. I mean, everybody's different, weird. But I
imagine there's
the
still
extremist, the impulsive part is very common with all the.
I'm extreme Virgo for sure.
Rah.
And very, very. I don't want to say loud, but I'm aggressive.
You're a little aggressive, overly forward.
Very
sometimes.
forward.
And you mean well.
Some people like it. Some people see the good in it.
I mean, I laugh at some of the stuff like that. One time we was remember we were at JB's. And you was just like, let's go. I'm ready to go right now.
I was over it.
And I looked at you, I was like, I know you fucking lying.
But you know, I wasn't like.
I know, but I looked at you, I was like, I know you fucking lying. I'm about to finish this, and then we're going to go, because I own the position that I'm in.
Yeah, exactly.
You're vulnerable to my space right now. You're going to have to give me a minute.
Yeah, but you said that, and I was like, all right, cool,
and then you was
whatever.
like, I bet.
I was like, I'm walking off now.
And then when I came to you, I came like, oh, what are we doing? Let's go. So it's cool. We can have those conversations.
Right. I get it. Yeah,
you know
for sure. But I don't know. Again, it's one of those things where I like being around people like me and your friendship, that we can have those conversations in those moments. Because I don't gotta fake it. You know what I mean? I don't want to, because sometimes there's gonna be a situation, if I'm dating someone, especially, where I'm like, we got to go right now. Mm-hmm. And I need that person to be like, we're leaving right now. See you guys later.
And vice versa. You got to
be vice versa, right? Because some people do need that extra second to say their goodbyes and all the things. Mm-hmm. You're one of those people, because you're very social. And, all right, I know when it's time to go. It's 15 minutes from then for you. Like, if you say you're finishing, if I text you and like, yo, we still meeting up, and you say, yeah, I'm finishing up, then I'm like, all right, that's 30 minutes probably. I'm not going to check back until at least 20 minutes later.
I be trying to leave, but,
whereas me, I've already said hi. That's bye too. I'm not in my head and waving at people.
Warm and fuzzy with you.
Or I'm like, hey, I see everybody later. Peace out.
It's like when I came up in here and you was just like, hey, I was like, hold on, where's my hug? First of all, slow the fuck down.
Right. But
slow down.
All right, so let's get back on the dating track. So you already answered my next question. So you haven't really did anything serious since the marriage. You got one now that could go either way. Mm-hmm. I feel like it could go serious. Mm-hmm. Looks like it's got some potential.
It's got potential.
I think so. So I'm excited for you on that. What is your advice? I always like to ask guests, especially ones that are divorced and getting back out into the dating world. What is your advice to, I always say female, but don't even really got to, but yeah, it does, because you're a female, and females and males are different no matter how we spin it. Mm-hmm. You can't say it's sexist or not, because males just have certain genes, females have certain genes, and it just is what it is. Exactly. So to females out there that are coming out of that old school long-term marriage, stepping back into today's dating, what is your advice for them?
Take your time. Observe what others are doing, but don't try what they're doing. Okay. Because you're going to have regrets, or be overwhelming and make you cause for you to go back into a hermit stage, or just not give a damn. Right. And I've
seen both too.
Yeah, because sometimes I drank. I had a year. It was my third year after I went
through that fucking phase.
Drinking, and no regrets, but however, wasted time.
Right.
I wasted time partying. And
I always say I encourage the hoe phase after a long relationship, but now hearing somebody say something like you just said, and just in general watching people go through it, I do feel like it might be a waste of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's okay to not want to jump right back into a relationship, but versus going out through the hoe phase, and
people call the hoe phase, I think, is when you're
sleeping with a bunch
dating
of people
without intention.
That part too.
Dating meaning having sex.
Right. I would say sleeping with a bunch of people.
Sleeping with anybody without intention.
You can date without intention. I don't necessarily call it a hoe phase.
Just for companionship.
Right.
So I made that clear in the beginning. I just want a friend.
I went on a date the other day, and I'd already hooked up with this person, like I told you when we were talking about it. And she was like, look, I'm gonna be straight up with you. I'm not having sex right now. And I'm like, what do you mean you're not having sex right now? And I made her explain, and she was like, I have just learned since she's divorced, but she seems very healthy. And she was like, I've just learned that if you cut sex out of it until you intend on being serious with someone, it's just better. And I was like, well, that's your thing. Yeah, I can respect it.
Yeah. I can agree and disagree with that.
Me personally, I feel like I need to try the milk.
So greedy. But no, I
just feel like I'm a grown up.
I enjoy a casual encounter.
Me too.
Especially when I'm not committed to someone emotionally or whatever. I enjoy it here and there, but again, with the understanding that I am not looking.
Right.
I hope you're okay, because I don't want to lead anybody on.
I just feel like again, I always go back to communication.
Yeah, but I won't even let myself get to that unless I know that person is not intertwined with something. I don't want to take nobody's man,
right,
or nobody's girl,
right?
Because then you start making enemies, and it's not cool.
Especially in a small town.
And I don't want it done to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially it's not who you gonna date, it's when you gonna date them around here.
Right, exactly. I've learned. Yeah. I've learned to not even get mad no more.
Oh, jealous.
Some people. So there's two things that I've had, two situations that have happened. I've had they didn't know, and I definitely can't be mad. And then I've had they did know and they purposely tried to make me mad. And I've learned.
Yeah, that's not a cool person.
On the second one, then you're not a friend no more because you knew. Never were. Yeah, exactly. You knew.
Giving out titles of friendships and boyfriends
ahead of time without even figuring it out.
We don't rush into it.
Yeah, but this person was like a 10-year friend.
Man, let me tell you, I entertained for about a month a dude that I knew since high school, but never knew him in that capacity. So I tried it.
Oh no, I knew this.
It was awful.
Well, I didn't date this dude. Let me,
because I got to see the other side.
I'm talking about a friend that purposely went behind my back and snagged one of my girls off of my roster with the intention.
But listen to what you just said. But listen to what you just said.
It was honest with that person. They didn't. She knew we were casual.
Okay, so what's the problem?
It wasn't with her.
Okay, but
the problem was my friend that knows I'm very territorial of what's mine is mine. He went behind my back to snag it and be like, "Oh, I got it."
What's yours casual is yours. Fuck out of here! Are you kidding me? Let me tell you, I have female friends that if we're going out together, they'll let it be known. I'm going for that one. Back off, and I respect that.
That's what I'm saying.
But now, if I go against it, but did you say that though? Did you?
Yes, he always.
That's not your friend.
Exactly. He's known. Our whole friendship is. I'm greedy. I don't share.
So why?
I don't share my toys.
Yeah, well, toys. Look at you.
I don't share my toys. I am an asshole.
Listen to what you said. Territorial, your toys, casual, roster. Why you're single, Marcus? Why are you single?
I don't know. And then I get mad when I meet girls that are like me.
They I wonder why. On you, and you're like,
and I wonder what happens.
Okay, what you do is it's a problem when they do it now. Crazy.
I need my cake and eat it too.
Yeah, no. See, that's why I got.
I'm gonna start baking my own damn cake.
Be the cake.
There you go.
Be the cake.
We'll jump out the cake.
Be the cake. I mean, I feel like I'm a good friend.
You are.
And if I'm messing with someone more than once a week, or like we're making this a scheduled thing, then I'm gonna be cool. I should feel comfortable around you, and you should want to be around me. I'm not forcing you. I'm not asking you to do anything for me. I want to receive what you give me.
Back to the thing though, I feel like the bro code and the girl code ain't the same anymore.
No, I mean,
especially in a small town.
You're used to.
Especially in a small town like this.
I think it's in every town.
It is. I say small town. Where I come from, if you slept with someone and you're my guy friend, it's off limits, regardless.
It's a small area. This is a hybrid bedroom community.
If it's accidental and you didn't know, and I just never brought them up to you, then I can't get mad. So there's rules.
You can't, but you can't get mad anyway because people are going to do what they're going to do.
They are.
Y'all,
especially as
single till we're married. It just depends if you're monogamous or not. That's all it is.
That's true too.
You cannot assume that a married person is monogamous.
It's true.
There's different. Now there's poly that's open. There's open relationships.
I guess nowadays you got to ask more questions.
It's called non-ethical or ethical monogamy. It's different.
There's layers of poly.
So many different ones.
Layers of monogamous.
But it's not a bad thing. People have found what works for them.
Right. Well, that's the thing though. We got to start asking the right questions in the interviews.
Yeah.
Because I think if you just assume, where they say like assumptions, I don't know what the saying is, but it ain't good.
Because I always start with friendship. So when I feel that it could be more or I want more, I'll say it. Like this guy here, I told him, I was just like, we're casual, we're friends. However, we're doing this a lot. Like we're seeing each other a lot.
Right.
So what are we really doing?
That's a good question. Is it? Have you made it exclusive yet?
We haven't made it official because
I'm not saying like official boyfriend and girlfriend, but I'm saying exclusive? As far as sexual.
Yes. as far as I've committed, it's no one else, and he has verbally told me there's no one else. I want to trust that. I don't give energy to be like, who you talking to? Or what's on your phone? We don't.
No, that's what I'm saying. Have you had the convo?
Yeah, no, we are.
Because I feel that's important too. Like I've had situations where I assumed because we were hooking up 3-4 times a week or 2-3 times, whatever. In my mind, it was exclusive, but it wasn't because they still had.
We had a whole conversation.
They still had a fuck buddy like that they didn't let go of.
See, no.
And I had to not get mad because I never brought the question.
Look, on the first beginning, as we were like talking about being exclusive, why I had a pop up in my house. This dude, this joker
showed up unannounced
at 1:45 in the morning.
Oh yeah, no.
Like a booty call.
First
I hadn't talked to him in months.
First of all, that's a no-go.
That's a no-go.
Even if I wasn't.
But still, like, I looked at him, I said, and look, and we haven't called each other titles, but why I answered the door was like, my boyfriend's here. Why are you at my door? I don't do that to you. You can come over my house. No, you don't answer your phone. I blocked you. Dude, you are out of pocket. I'm going to need you to go. And he looking at me like, wait, does that happen often? Absolutely not. It's the first time ever. And I lived in this place for about almost 2 years.
That was a test. That was
crazy, but I handled it. I was like, absolutely not. We're not arguing. I just told him, absolutely, don't ever do this.
Do that. I've always just felt like it's an unspoken rule of don't show up to my house uninvited.
It's not unspoken. That's like saying common sense. There's no sense is not
common sense.
Sense is not common though.
If we're hookup buddies and we've always planned our hookup, why would you think it's all right to stagger over to my house at 1:30 in the morning?
People go cuckoo. People do
that. Is one thing that sucks about living downtown too.
Man, it's right there. I sit on my porch and smoke a cigarette and people are just hey, beeping the horn. I can be outside.
Easy access.
I can't. But again, I don't just let anybody just come to my house as a single woman living alone.
Yeah. This is true.
My dog is not no cuckoo.
I never see
people coming in at my house. Absolutely.
Everybody I've ever been to your house and seen have been like, I knew they were good friends.
Correct. And they're friends, no strangers.
Yeah, they weren't randoms that oh yeah, I got this random person I just met.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at the people I keep around me. It's been for years.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
New friends, people you meet at the bar, keep them there.
Yeah.
Don't incorporate.
Well, I've always said that bar friends are bar friends.
Well, they cross over. Correct. Like there's people.
I mean, we got a lot of bar friends that we're friends with.
I have bar friends that I consider almost family because they've introduced me to their kids.
Like, well, that's what I'm saying. There's certain boxes you got to check to get to the other side.
For sure, but I got to see them not while they're drunk. You know
exactly. I got to hang out with you sober.
Yeah, I want to see you daytime.
We got exactly. I think that's first step, right?
Let's be for coffee.
Right.
Hungover, let's go get coffee. I think
that's a good crossover to the fuck buddy thing too,
it
right?
Is.
For me to go from a late night sneaky link with you, we got to have a daytime sober encounter.
Yes.
Because I got to see if there's anything there outside of that late night like feeling that I got. Because sometimes I've had whole drunken relationships before.
Oh no.
Where when I got sober and was like, where did you even come from?
Oh no!
Like who is this person, and who let me keep doing this for 3 months?
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. Anyway, that's a good spot to end it. So back to the advice: take your time.
Enjoy dating. Actually, date. Don't
multiple
go from
people.
Yes.
Maybe not at the same time, but what I'm saying is
multiple people.
Yeah, but I'm saying don't do like I do and just go. Ooh, first person I felt some good vibes about. You're my girlfriend.
No. Because how do you know it's the best if you haven't
explored others? And a lot of times when we leave a long-term relationship, we know what we don't want, but focus on what we do want. Yeah.
And don't go into the new relationship sharing
baggage and
sharing and imposing that trauma on that next person.
Don't do what I did last week and trauma dump on somebody that wasn't asking for it.
I spoke about my ex-husband and I said 2 good things about him today, and I'm going to say good things about him every day because
I think we got to almost treat it like job interviews. I just come up with this.
You don't go to the job saying what you hated about your supervisor. You
talk
go in
about what you liked about it, what you were good at while you were there,
how you were motivated. I say those things. Like me, it's important for you to don't tell me what you want to do tonight. Tell me be ready by 8. Even if we got to figure out what we're doing together,
be intentional.
Be intentional.
Yeah,
be clear.
Yeah.
Don't be a hypocrite where you say, I don't want you talking to somebody, but then you talk to them. That's nasty. We're not doing that. That's a waste of time.
Well, it goes back to what they taught us when we were kids, right? Treat others like you want to be treated.
Yeah. And people in their 40s that especially have been married.
When we're older now.
A lot of even the other side come into a courtship almost lazy because they weren't used to having to impress.
Well, they didn't have to do anything when they were ending. They were lazy already.
Yeah, so you got to teach yourself how to do that. So,
I think now we should. You hear these fairy tale stories that still apparently happen of like people like, we've been married 20 years and he still.
Yeah, I know couples like that.
Like we're courting.
My neighbors are in their 80s. It's their third marriage. They didn't get married till they were 40s. Now they're in their 80s. And they're still
beautiful.
Oh my God.
So cute.
I just sit and sip my coffee and just watch them because they do their garden together. Their kids come in and out.
That's cute.
But they take care emotionally and they're there for themselves. Cute. And I'm going to do that. But also identify why you're dating. Like myself, I mean, it's nice to be in a wealthy relationship, but that's not a priority. I don't want someone that is not self-sufficient. I'm not ready for that. I already raised my kids, and it's
me too. I talk about nowadays. Like I say this, and then I go find stray cats to take in. I would much rather have someone that has their own place, their own life. We need to be more healthy about like, oh, I'm going to hang out with the boys for football Sunday. Cool, go ahead.
That's what you do.
Go do your thing.
How about when you're introducing yourself, you say, I enjoy things like having Sunday with my boys, but still having my Saturday afternoons with my girl. Or
exactly. I feel like we need to not lose ourselves in dating.
And if you're a guy that does not want your girl with your guy time, say that.
Say it up front. Because sometimes you want to mix them.
Man, you don't say that, and then the girl starts getting jealous because you're not giving her time or never invited, and you think you're hiding. No, it's just I really don't want you around like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because sometimes,
I just really want to have a relationship where A, I can be myself, B, they can be their self, and like not be jealous of all the things, but I also feel like we got to talk about shit. So
like now you've just, if you flip it, you say, I want a relationship that I'm by myself. I'm only going to have that. Right. I'm not going to have a relationship unless I have these things.
Well, it goes back to what my relationship therapist, my first therapist was like, set your deal breakers and stick to them.
That's right.
Stick to them.
Don't compromise.
If I was still seeing her, she would be like, what are you doing? You're breaking all the deal breakers.
Go back because you've learned about relationships since then.
Yeah.
But I need laughter. So if laughter is important to you, I'm goofy. You need to
I definitely need somebody that's funny. I mean, I come across as a real serious guy, but I enjoy.
So people say that you marry for love. What is it? Love, companionship, or what's another one? Love, companionship, or money. Yeah.
True.
So and
then it makes me think of this. Like I see all this older people hitting this dating with intention bullshit. I call it bullshit because I feel like a lot of them are like, when I see someone with dating with intention on their profile, I feel like they're like, you're not dating because you're telling me like your next dating situation needs to be your next husband.
That doesn't mean that. Dating with intention is you're intentional about what you're dating, whatever that may be.
True.
So if you're dating and you know you're never going to get married because it's what you don't want, and doesn't have to be in trauma.
I guess I'm going to add that to my interview question.
You have to say that. Why are you dating?
Why are you dating for intention?
Are you dating to marry? Are you dating for companionship?
Right. What is your purpose?
Is it a religious thing? Because there's some culture.
And I feel like these are convos we have in person, not on the apps. Because a lot of times I'll match with somebody and the girl will be like, so what are you looking for? And I'm like, I don't want to have this convo over an app.
I don't. That's why I don't.
That's an in person. I want to do an in person conversation.
I went on one meetup from online dating, and I had met him before, which is why I felt comfortable. But when I did show up, when I met him, he had a full beard.
He didn't on the dating app, though.
Man, and the dating app, the picture was still how I last saw him, and when I showed up, he had no facial hair.
I gotta fix that.
Looked completely different,
and
I was like, "Oh, absolutely not."
Everybody, all my girls are like, "You catfishing? Get some better picture."
Yeah. It was a lot. So that was, and I don't know. And he was insecure about it too. And I didn't say anything, but he said it. And that made me kind of look at him like, So that's why you're in the dating. Okay.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. We went on forever, but it's cool. Yeah. I knew we would. On that note, thanks for coming by and chatting with me. And we'll catch you guys next time on another episode of Dating Detours.
That's another episode of Dating Detours. If you've got a story from the wild world of dating apps or real life heartbreaks, we want to hear it. Share your story or book your guest spot at datingdetours.com. And remember, love's confusing, but the stories are always worth it.